So that is the sound of a track which has been unleashed today upon the world from an album which has just been announced, and the band behind that are Blur. The track is called Narcissist, and they are here in front of me right now. Dave, hello.
Hello, hello.
Alex.
Back.
Nice to see you again. Graham.
Hello, what's up?
Damon.
Good afternoon.
It's been a while.
Not that long.
I was being ironic.
Oh,
yeah, you see, that's,
God,
yeah.
blimey.
Congratulations, The Narcissist. It sounds good. It bodes well for the album. Tell me about it. How's this happened? Because last time Dave and Alex, you came in.
We popped in Christmas time, didn't we?
Yeah. And I said to him,
it was touch and go at that point.
That was when
we announced the shows.
Yeah.
And at that point, we didn't. I thought that was all that was in the offing, and then.
No, because I definitely said to you, is there going to be any new music? And you went, well, you know, when Damon's involved with something, then inevitably there is new music. But you weren't sure.
Blimey, we let the cat out of the bag in December. We win the award then.
But it didn't go out on air, so it was okay. It was our secret. I'm very good at keeping secrets.
But no, really, January, we
started, and then we finished last Monday, and then we started rehearsing.
You only just finished the whole thing?
Well,
wow.
the whole process of making the record, yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like being back and making the record, Damon?
Good.
Okay.
Exactly nothing's changed, actually.
No.
Still.
Yeah, how does it feel being in Blur, being, you know, this many years down the line?
Playing new music was an utterly joyous experience. It all happened really. I mean, the songs were all
Speak
kind
for
of
yourself.
Well, bass players don't suffer in the way that singers and guitar players do. I mean, it was a really, really wonderful, joyous. It was so. I feel blessed to be able to play music with people that I've been playing music.
For words, aren't you?
I am quite emotional.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're on the eve of the tour. You know, it all kicks off tomorrow, which is enormously exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we've only been rehearsing for 2 weeks because we were so preoccupied with making the record, and it sort of felt like until we'd made something that we were really proud of, there wasn't any point in doing any of the other stuff, you know. But we got there, and so we do our first gig tomorrow. And
how are you feeling about it, Graham? Let's go for you.
Well, it just felt like the gigs were a way off. We're like, we don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
However, it's tomorrow.
Well,
it has been one day at a time,
I think
hasn't
there's been some given the short amount of time we had to rehearse, it's been quite intensive. So hopefully we've got the old strength up, and then we see what extra the actual live situation brings to our performances, because that's what, you know, rehearsals are rehearsals, but you need to have that energy.
It's nothing without
so I'm looking forward to what happens when we get the audience involved.
And very important that you do the fan gigs as well. There's a guy who works at the train station. He tried so hard to come along to any of your fan club gigs, and it just made me realise what you mean to people, like those real Blur fans.
What's his name?
I'll tell him tonight when I go home, because he's there at 11 o'clock at night.
If he really wanted to come to one and he couldn't get a ticket, then, you know. I mean, I'm not saying
that's not a general rule.
No, but I mean, I don't know.
But it was just.
I mean, it's not actually, now that we've announced a kind of a new record, it's not technically a warm up, really, is it? Sort of turned into a sort of global showcase, intimate,
warm up,
global,
warm up,
no pressure.
Well, everything these days is somewhat global.
Have you sorted out the set list yet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We have someone to do that for us these days. Too many arguments.
We put forward a couple of funny ones that we'd like to get included, and then they get voted off after a couple of days, and we do what Stuart tells us.
Yeah,
basically.
Who's Stuart?
Stuart.
There's Darren and Stuart. Darren is our kind of sort of. Well, he's obviously the album is called The Ballad of Darren, and Stuart is the kind of mastermind behind the whole thing.
So, who is Darren? What does Darren actually do?
Darren's the front man, Stuart's the brains.
Okay.
No, not that Darren isn't brainy. In fact, I didn't mean it like that.
Why did you call the album The Ballad of Darren?
Darren's one of us, and so in a sense, you know, one of our generation. So, in a way, The Ballad of Darren is for all of us, really. I feel like that. That's how I wrote it.
Could these songs that appear on this record, I mean, I've heard it, and they're very raw, and they are very much a documentation of when you get to a certain time in your life, and there's a lot of loss that goes on. Think of all different ways. And Damon, we spoke about this when you came in before, and you said it's a heartbreak record.
I think it's heartbreaking on occasions. Yeah, I mean that's my own. That's just kind of what I needed to express at that moment in time.
But could these songs only be a Blur record rather than any other vehicle? Because you've got different vehicles that you can...
Definitely, the whole story is heightened because they are Blur. Within the sound of it, the feeling of the record is obviously the four of us.
Yeah. Will you be playing any new songs when you do the shows, warm-up shows?
Well, we were thinking of just playing the whole new album, and that's it.
Before it comes out. It feels like a sort of watershed moment, a bit like Modern Life is Rubbish did. It feels like we've evolved.
It just took a lot longer to evolve this time. But, I think it's probably... I think we all felt like there's no point in doing this unless we sort of can provide some kind of solace,
Yeah. Dave, how are you feeling about the gigs?
Well, we're starting very, very small indeed. We're starting at one of the very few venues that Colchester has, and we all apart from Alex have played there at one time or another.
We're definitely going back to our...
Yeah, absolutely. Coming round full circle.
What's the rider like for Blur in 2023?
I suspect tomorrow is going to be somewhat minimal.
I've had to cut down on my cheese life, but I think there will be socks, pants,
Cheese.
You're not right.
We
Not-
haven't cut down on our
Here,
cheese,
dear.
though, so we
Yeah.
can still have cheese.
Just not for Alex.
What was it? Local delicacy?
His
a local
regime.
delicacy.
His regime.
With the road back to Britpop, which you've been documenting on social media, Alex, I've been following it avidly. How's it gone?
I mean, that would be a wasted opportunity.
Going backwards on that road would be a very painful experience.
Well, it's good. The sort of the general sort of received wisdom is that rock and roll messes you up. But I think Blur has kind of always had a kind of healing influence on all of us. Actually, it's been
Speak
a
for yourself.
reason. Well, no, I mean I've
It's just sorry, I can't help myself. It's such an easy one, isn't it? Each time.
You were
No,
saying
you're right.
no, I mean
Yeah.
it's
You are right.
healing, did you say?
Yeah.
Did you say bands mess you up? The thingy wisdom.
I don't think
It's
it's
not
just
like
about
it does that.
Hang on. Don't talk at the same time because I can't hear you.
No, we always do that because we play at the same time on the records. If we all played separately, there'd be no songs.
Do you know, my kids were saying yesterday, what's it like to interview Blur? And I went, it's a bit like interviewing the Spice Girls when they first came out. They just all talk at the same time.
Which
But-
one are we? Which one's who is who? Who's you?
Oh, I don't know. Who would you be?
Ginger, Scary, Posh, and Graham.
Graham looks hurt.
Confused.
Alex, what are you particularly looking forward to playing when you do the shows?
Well, we've run through there's what 8-9 albums worth of stuff to consider, and we covered a lot of ground, and it's really very stirring. I think that the stuff from Modern Life is Rubbish is what gets me the most. I mean, we flew quite a lot of that up the flagpole. Blue Jeans was good.
So when you're on stage tomorrow at Colchester, when you're playing, what will you particularly enjoy?
We've been playing Villa Rosie, and that's turned into a beast of a tune now. It's like 10 times better than it was when we first played it.
Really?
But in a small venue like tomorrow night, if we're doing trouble, if I can get it right.
Are you scared about getting stuff wrong?
Well, he's always got stuff wrong, so...
It's not scared.
Oh, burn.
The thing is about the bass is that as long as you do play what you're playing with confidence, it never sounds wrong. It makes everyone else sound wrong.
Nice. And does it feel strange? Are there certain songs that feel weird singing them now that you are older? We can go back to that theme being older, because Paul Weller said this, that there are certain jam songs he just won't do because he's not that person. So are there any Blur songs that don't feel right doing?
Well, I've tried to sort of employ a modicum of humility when it comes to playing songs from the past that maybe on first approach I might be a bit like, well, I don't really want to do that. But then again, sometimes you just got to get over yourself and just play it.
And how will you be feeling the minutes before you walk out on stage tomorrow?
I mean, hopefully not too full.
I would never go on stage. Wouldn't be able to go on stage with a full
No,
stomach.
but at the same time, you know, you've got to eat. It's just eating early enough for it to not kind of be a problem.
And do you stretch beforehand? Are there exercise routines?
I stretch every day.
Oh, you do, of course. And physios afterwards as well?
No, well, I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, who knows how we're going to feel.
Well, you were worried about your knee before because you...
I'm not worried about my knee. It's just a fact of life that my knees aren't as good as they used to be.
But you did say that you were, when you get in Blur and you're doing the Blur songs, that you can't help yourself.
The old ripped.
Yeah, well, we both had
meniscus?
ripped meniscus.
Meniscus.
Did you have yours
I
operated
didn't know
on?
until I got it ripped. No, I just left it alone.
Okay, and it's okay now?
It wasn't bad enough to have that.
I know mine. I'm never going to, run the 100 metres like I did when I was.
Were you
16.
that fast?
I was fast.
Pretty
I wasn't
quick.
super fast, but I was
quick.
fast enough.
Okay.
Fast enough to run from most of my presses.
To be honest, the last few weeks have been like just pretty crazy, and I haven't even like really started thinking about the fact we've got a gig tomorrow until.
I don't think it's real, actually, either.
And then you've got the big shows coming up as well.
Might not be real. We might just all wake up tomorrow in some institution somewhere.
Medication's worn off.
Or institution where we're the only 4 beds left in there and everything else around us is a Tesco's.
Well, it's been very lovely having you in today. I'm really excited for people to hear the new record. When's it out? What's the release date?
21st of July.
Okay, so it's way off, and it's beautiful. It's quite difficult to listen to because it is all about loss, and I think we've all experienced our own loss, and you articulate it extraordinarily well. So it's going to be beautiful for people to listen to. And
thanks so much for dressing up as well.
Oh, that's
Nobody
okay.
ever does that for us. That's actually wearing a beautiful ball gown. Thank you so much.
It was the Ivy Novellos today, so I'm still in the same dress. So I think I might do the whole show.
Actually, for you, Dave.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
We made Steve Leback cry by playing him our new single.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just-
He's always been quite frail.
I don't know if it's tears of joy or tears of pain. He didn't really elucidate, but he did cry.
Did he? Oh, he's a very sensitive soul these days.
He is.
Okay, thank you. Let's end on a track, another of your tracks. Who wants to choose one?
Music
Go on,
is my
Dave.
Girls and
radar.
boys.
Music-
Girls and boys.
then.
Yeah, come on.
You used at the Met Ball this year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. When? In what
I don't
circumstance?
know. I
Okay.
just heard that it was.
Okay. So we can play Girls and Boys. Good to see you all. Best of luck.
Cheers, Joe.